Hello, and welcome to Advice Guys, a weekly advice podcast hosted by me, Josh Perlman, and
Me, Josh Perlman, with special guest, Josh Perlman.
Roman.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Jen Murphy is back. Everybody who does not know who Jen Murphy is, she's a fantastic writer, comedian, and just a really good walking buddy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. I love you guys.
You killed it. We got a lot of great compliments, mostly from Josh.
Nice.
almost all of them were for me.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks for having me back. I think I have some good advice.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Yeah, that's good. Last week was pretty good, but like a lot of people, like when people listen to the show, they're like, "What's the? Oh, look at this! I got food in my beard." They're like, "What's the behind the scenes? Like, what's it like?" And it's texting, like the three of us text, and it's like, "Hey, should we do it in the evening?" And I was like, "Yeah, how's 8?" And then Josh shuts down for 2 days. He shuts down. He's like, 8 o'clock isn't in the evening. And then he like has like the steam coming out of his ears, like on the Flintstones, to the point where Jen texted me. She screenshot it, and she was like, "How mad is he?"
I was
And
infuriated.
Yeah.
I was infuriated. It's insane to call 8 p.m. evening.
It's what it's called.
It's nighttime. 8 p.m. is night. 5,
That's
6,
why-
7, these are evening times.
That's why I came in, Josh, and said we should do 6 because you're correct.
Thank you. Thank you,
Oh,
Jen.
now you guys are teaming up on me.
By
Evening
speaking the truth.
means when the sun goes down, and the sun has been down for an hour.
At 6 o'clock.
Yes.
At 6 o'clock, it gets dark at like 4 now.
Yeah, I think they should just do daylight savings time, but always move it up an hour, just to like really screw with us.
That's fine. Today's episode is brought to you by Stella Artois, the beer of choice of Joshua Perlman, and by whatever Jen is drinking in her glass.
Lagunitas.
What is that? Oh, that a beer?
Yeah.
That's cool. And I am drinking water out of a red cup.
You're not drinking water. I don't know why. You're not drinking water.
100% I'm drinking
You're
water.
100% not drinking water. There's
He
no way.
is.
I am drinking water. Sorry.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second.
What do you want me to do? Come on.
I bet
How?
it's just like turkey gravy.
Yeah, it is.
Prove it's water. Show us your peace dream.
Don't you normally pay me to do that, Jen? Am I right? Come on.
I thought you said peace dream. And I was like, what would his peace dream be? And I was like, oh, peace dream.
Peace
That's
dream.
Peace dream.
It's water, it's clear. If it's tequila, it's yellow.
Yep. Did everybody have a good week?
Yeah. It was
That
fabulous.
didn't sound like a committed yeah.
I did. I had a great week. I'm here. I'm alive. So that's that's a success, right?
That is a success.
Sure.
We made another week.
I made it.
How was your week, Chrissy?
It's pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good. Yeah, I had a good time. I just spent the day making turkey gravy so I could drink it on the show.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty cool. A lot of people shower with soap, not me, butter. I just lather up.
I've been near you. That's exactly how you smell.
It is. I smell like butter. I can't believe it's not soap, is what they say to me when I get in the shower. That's what they say. All right, awesome. Well, so should we jump right in? Do we have questions from how many people this week?
I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, it looks like. Yep.
5 questions from people who need to be saved.
People who need to be
let's
saved.
do it.
All right, let's save these people.
All right. First question. Hey guys, and Jen if she's there. I posted a joke in a group chat that absolutely killed. A few days later, a friend posted it on social media as if it was theirs. They got tons of likes. Do I call them out publicly, confront them privately, or just steal one of their jokes next time to prove a point? No, it's just a joke, but I kind of lost all respect for this person. Am I overreacting? This is clearly a comic. Has to be a comic.
I mean,
Yeah.
number one question, if it's a comic, that's really bad, then you'd have to call them out publicly. If it's just a friend, privately.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much Josh's whole career is like him using our text messages on stage as jokes. So I mean, maybe I wrote the question. Josh.
Oh, well, that's funny because
I've
sometimes when we go
what
walking,
joke of yours would I steal? The one that's a racist pun, the one that's a sexist pun, or the one that's a transphobic pun?
The choice is yours.
Yeah,
The choice-
exactly. Those are the three choices of
That's
joke
all.
I
Yeah,
would
those
steal
are the
from you.
absolutely. No, I think it's I mean, it's interesting. I think that all of us have done it, where it's like you'll hear something. No, not when someone posts a specific joke, but you'll hear someone say something, and that'll be like, oh, that's funny, and then you'll turn it into a joke. You've never
but
done
that's
that.
I'm wondering if a comic is the one that wrote this letter because that changes the whole thing. Like I could take something my mom said and put it on social media, but I can't take something another comic said and put it on.
Oh, yeah, I completely
Sure.
agree with that.
But I would
completely
still
agree.
like even if I was doing that though, I would like put in quotes and then I would say like Scott, or I would put in quotes and say like Sonny. I would never
Yeah.
just like do it as if it were my own.
Right. Yeah.
They
I
definitely
think.
need to confront them in some way, whether it's public or private.
Yeah, and you got
Yeah.
to be pissed about it. Be stern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't fucking take my joke.
Yeah.
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 Didn't you recently have a joke stolen, Chris?
Yeah. I wrote this joke. And I won't say who the comic was, but it sounds like Bonnie Bardinelli. And so like I did the joke and I posted a video of it, and the video was me going, I used to want to be a juggler, but I never had the balls. And Bonnie even liked it. And then like a week later, Bonnie posted it, but changed like 3 words. So I called Bonnie on it. I was like, hey buddy, I know that there's like parallel thinking, trying to be cool. I know there's trying to be like parallel thinking, but I posted this like a week ago and I sent a link to it. And Bonnie responded, well, in fairness, it wasn't our best work.
I gotta agree with Bonnie.
Yeah, I guess.
It's really a comeback that you have no response for, though. Like, how do you respond to that?
Yeah.
You don't.
That's boss level. Bonnie
I-
nailed it.
It happened to be twice on my special. I used to have this bit about Reese's peanut butter cups and how you get the chocolate and the peanut butter, and how like like they don't talk about like in the commercial when they're like a guy's walking down the street and he bumps into a girl. She's obviously unhinged. She's walking down the street in the middle of the day. She's fucking eating peanut butter with her hands. Obviously shit has gone wrong for her. She's in a bad. And I went in this whole thing, and a friend of mine sent me the clip of another comic doing the same fucking bit, word for word. And I was like, I already posted. It's already in my special. I don't care. I fucking called this person out. I totally did. And they were like, well, parallel thinking. No, it's not. It's not parallel thinking in this case.
I think that person just got their chocolate in your peanut butter.
Whoa.
You got your peanut butter in their chocolate.
So mean.
The only person to ever steal any of my jokes was Sylvia Plath.
Yeah.
because
I
she
like
didn't she die in the oven?
Yeah, she committed suicide by oven. That's actually ovens changed as a result of her, unless that's an urban myth.
Meaning like you can't put a human in the oven anymore without it turning off?
I think she just like put her head in the oven and turned it on, or something. I don't know if there's
that
gas
used to
or
be
like
a form of suicide back.
yeah, like I think it was the gas. Like
Oh, she just turned the gas on and.
I think so.
Weird way to kill yourself.
Anyway, so
It's so uncomfortable. You'd have to kneel and like bend out. Like it's such an uncomfortable.
And then
she had a famously tall oven.
Yeah, she did. and her friends
you
like
shut the door as much as you can, like over your body.
Yeah, she had a fridge-sized oven. She just stepped into it. She was standing. It was like one of those suntan booths that you could just walk into. That was her oven.
it'd be the worst because her roommates were probably just like, "Excuse me, Sylvie," and then like literally were like putting their bread in the oven next to her, and be like, "Sorry, you're not dead yet. Need this chicken sandwich."
Mm-hmm. That's exactly how it went.
This got
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah, I say confront him.
I say steal one of their jokes just for fun.
All right, that's good. All right, so we got a 3-pronged uh, approach to advice. So there you go.
All right. Next question. Hi, kids. Kids. I was out on a first date and things were going awesome. Good conversation, laughing, drinks flowing. When our food arrived, my date looked me in the eyes, then reached across the table and took a full bite of my burger, my's in all caps. No hesitation. No hesitation, no explanation. I didn't say anything. I just watched in shock as they chewed my food like this was normal human behavior. Who the fuck does that? I was turned off instantly, but it was also kind of hot. Do I block this number? Should I run, don't walk? I'm confused.
So they're on a first date, and she orders food, and he orders food, and her food comes, and he stares at her, grabs her food, and bites it, and then puts the food back.
You're assuming it's a she, but yeah.
Whoever, but
Yeah.
someone just ate the food they ordered.
I think this is how I feel about this. If the person who wrote this in is a woman and she was on a date with a man and the man just like reached over and grabbed a bite of her food, she should stab him in the throat and he should die. Like bleed out slowly. If it's a guy who ordered the food and a girl reached across and took a bite of the burger, like that's adorable. She's fine. She's great.
Well, yeah, because like he paid for the fucking meal,
That's
right?
not
That's
no,
exactly what you were saying.
What is that? That is not at all what I was saying.
He deserves the food.
No, I was saying that's cute. It's also like super intimate.
Yeah,
But
I was
she-
going to say, I think no matter what sex did it, I think it's a cool move because it's kind of this like aggressive. Like if somebody's that aggressive at the dinner table, think how good they're going to be in bed, right?
Yeah, yeah, but don't you have a bit, Jen, like how you get a boner watching some dude eat chicken?
I like watching dudes eat like burgers, like shoving meat in their mouth.
Sure.
It's testosterone. You don't want to watch a guy eat a salad and a Diet Coke.
I went on
Sorry, Josh.
I went on a date a while ago with a woman who, when I met her, she was talking about how a guy ordered a salad on a date with her, and she was disgusted by it. Like she was like, I would never sleep with a man who ordered a salad on a date.
Yeah,
And
that's fucking
I
up.
was simultaneously like, what kind of like dumb value prop, like ridiculous idea of masculinity is that? I'll have a steak. Yeah, that's what I'll have. That's pretty much how it went.
I wouldn't care if he actually ordered a salad, but I do have an issue with a guy ordering a Diet Coke.
I have an
Yeah.
issue with anybody ordering any kind of Coke.
I just, yeah, I mean, it's interesting.
I love a Diet Coke with
Yeah.
pussy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever Michelle and I go out, she always orders like 19 things. And it's just like, she's like, I'll have that. And she has like one bite of each thing. And then we're leaving with like 2 grocery bags full of stuff. We live in our fridge forever for like the next 2 months. It's super. But I'm always like, why the fuck didn't you order a salad? And then I give her one of these.
Jesus. A friend of mine is in recovery. He's a recovering alcoholic. And we went out to dinner not too long ago, and he ordered like 3 or 4 entrees and appetizers and like 3 desserts for himself. And when the desserts came, and he like didn't finish any of it. And when the desserts came, I was like, "What are you doing, buddy?" And he just looked at me and went, "This is all I have now."
Oh, oh my god, that totally
I
makes
know.
sense.
I know. Just sauntering around a menu. That's what he's got.
Poor guy.
Okay, so let's give some advice. I think you should go on a second date with this person.
Yeah.
Go like just always eat tapas or Thai food with them.
Mhm.
Like always eat share meals.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I just had dinner with a friend of mine who's a man, and he and I split a cheeseburger and a spaghetti, and it was lovely. It was so great.
Well, yeah, you normally go out with men. I get it.
I do.
That's
A
the
lot
thing.
of my friends are men, and we go out together.
Cheeseburger spaghetti. That's an interesting combo.
The place where we went for dinner has the best spaghetti in the world, and their cheeseburger is also very good. And then everything else on their menu is terrible.
What place?
It's called the Chateau Marmont.
Oh, fancy.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Chateau Marmont, makers of great spaghetti and a burger only.
That's what all the celebrities eat.
It's what all the celebrities eat. They eat not just carbo loading.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the same thing. I mean, first off, you shouldn't be disgusted that you were enraged. It's obviously this person did something that turned you on. So if this person did something that turned you on, kind of go with that. If it's kind of hot, but you're just like no one's ever taken your food before, life's tough. Wear a cup, just get used to it. Move forward and give them that sweet, sweet puss.
What's happening? Wait, Jesus.
I think you got to give it a second date.
Yeah, if you like the human at all, like I don't know, that's a level of either like entitlement or comfort.
Yeah.
If it's entitlement, you'll figure that out soon enough. But if it's comfort, then that's great.
Yeah, and if the guy being like, "Oh, I bought this meal," like, no, Josh.
Stop. What? Why? Why do you throw me under all these non-existent buses?
I just did what Chad wanted me to do.
All right. Our next question, Jen, I don't know if you listened to the episode where Becca wrote in, but Becca is a lovely young woman who's not named Becca, actually, but goes by Becca on our podcast, who went to a bar, got blackout drunk, hooked up with a dude, doesn't know who she hooked up with, and he left her a Post-it that just said, "Nice moves." She has written back in. So I'm back at the Cork. The Cork was the bar.
With dollar margaritas.
You wanted to know where it was. It's in DC. I'm fooling around with some cheeseball who works on the hill. Mostly, it says Figer stuff.
Finger.
I'm gonna go with Tiger. I think they're doing mostly Tiger stuff.
It was a typo. It was finger.
Some biting, usual foreplay, and just as I'm about to make my move, what's the move you're gonna make? He stops me and says, "Okay, so I'm assuming, by the way, that they went to the Cork and then went home together,
Right?
or they met at the Cork and went home together,
Oh, they're in the bathroom.
or they're in the bathroom." But the rest of the question, I think you'll agree with me that they're in a home. So he stops me and says, "Wait, before we continue, we must recite the words," in quotes. I laugh, thinking it's a joke. It is not. He lights a candle, takes my hands, and starts chanting in what I can only describe as ancient Latin. I have no idea what's happening, but I mumble along, trying to match the vibe. Next thing I know, he says, "Now we are one." Was this a kink? Is it a spell? Are we married? The sex was fine. What happened? Becca.
First off, Becca rules. She has a much more interesting life than any of us do. I love that, like, when during her first question, she was like confused with who she slept with, but the person left her a Post-it note that said "nice moves." And in this one, she stayed true and said, "Just when I was about to make my move, which can only be qualified as a nice move," he starts
Wonder what
chanting.
that move is.
It's got to be a move, and he starts chanting in Latin. And now she's like, "I don't know what this is." I don't know, man. I think the first Advice Guys field trip, the three of us got to go to the Cork in DC and see what.
Yes.
The first live Advice Guys should be at the Cork in DC.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be at the Cork.
Yeah.
She's obviously married to this guy now.
I hope so.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Jen?
Can you ask her to send in her moves? Because I need a move.
Yeah,
I
right?
need to know what she's doing.
First of all, I want to say, dude's clearly a Republican. Like, Dems don't chant ancient Latin before sex. Dems call their moms. Oh, I almost got a spit take.
You almost did. Oh my God, when I was living in New York, I was like 30 and I dated this Jewish guy who like his mom called every morning at 8 a.m. and he would answer it even if we were just about like having sex. Like he had to answer it. Like he couldn't miss the call from his mom. It was so creepy.
I don't think you should ever take a phone call from your mom while you're naked with another woman.
No, but he did. Because otherwise his mom would wonder what he's doing. Like he like had to answer her phone call every day.
Unless that woman is your aunt.
Huh?
I wouldn't take the call if you're with your mom's sister. That'd be kind of strange. What? What's wrong?
Okay, wait. Back to Becca.
Yeah. First of all, Becca's move must be amazing.
It's got to be.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this guy was just like thanking the gods for what they just gave him.
Yeah.
Like how you say prayer before supper. Maybe he likes to pray before his meals, before his sexual meals.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It just seems like I've never heard of anything like this.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I don't recite any words ever, let alone right before sex.
But like, if you're like, okay, coming from a male perspective, and Jen, you can answer from a female perspective. If you're like throbbing and you're ready to put it in, you're not going to be like, time out, let's chant. If you like really want to be with this person, it's got to mean something. It's got to be something that you're really like. I mean, I think you're kind of fucking crazy. I think you're like the mayor of Crazy Town, and it doesn't make any sense because if you're in the throes of passion, you're not going to stop.
No.
Well, she's also left us kind of hanging because she didn't say how the sex was after the chance.
She said it was fine.
Yeah, she did. She said it's
fine.
Fine isn't a good word.
No, fine's not a good word to describe sex.
But
it's
she
a
could
terrible word.
She could have been distracted by the crazy of the chanting, like the entire time. She's like in missionary probably because, as you said, he's Republican, right, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably just like, she's probably laying there going, what the fuck did I just get myself into?
Yeah, because if he was just this dude that maybe had this chanting ritual where he chanted a few words and his dick sort of grew up as he chanted, then he'd be like, okay, I guess he needs to do that.
Like his dick aged?
And then it's just fine sex like that, then what is he?
Yeah. To me, it sounds like he fucking did some weird chant in Latin, I guess. Then they had average sex, and when he came, he screamed Dogecoin or some douchey bullshit.
I've heard
and
you
this
do
is
that.
why Becca prefers not to remember her encounters.
Yes, that's true.
I can speak for Becca as a former Becca.
Do you have like a go-to move, Jen?
No, I don't think so.
Chris, your go-to move.
I really want to know what hers is.
I do too. I'm curious. What's your go-to move, Chris? Just like yawning and like getting your chest dingleberries out?
I was just waiting for you to tell me what my move is. Yeah, of course, that's it. What I like to do is my move, to be honest, like right when I'm getting ready to be intimate with a woman, I'll grab my electric shaver, and I'll shave directly down the middle of my chest. So it's so there's like a strip, like a runway. It's like there's jungle on this side, forest on this, and it's like all clean in the middle. And I just say, the choice is yours, baby. Do you want to hang out in the jungle or in the forest? And she usually goes, I'm just going to drive out of here. And she leaves.
That's good.
That sounds like a move that doesn't end well for you.
I mean, I don't know how to answer it. What do you want me, like, I mean, normally, like, I think normally I just do push-ups before we do it.
Like while she's in the room?
Yeah. I'm like, you feeling good, baby? And she's like, yeah. Not Michelle, obviously all the other women I sleep with. And I'm like, are you ready for this? And she's like, yeah. And I just start doing push-ups.
I bet Josh has a move.
Josh has moves.
You got like candles or music or some...
I like music and candles. Yeah, that's a thing.
What about way back in the day when the move you'd have to be like, you were sitting on your futon as a couch and the move was to pull it out into the bed?
I never had a futon.
But he does now. But he does now.
No, I similarly to this guy, right before I make love to a woman, I look up and say like, "Go ahead, God, fucking watch."
That's good. You know what I think would be fun? Let's just guess what everybody else's move would be. Like, okay, for example, like I think Jen's move is Jen literally just has stacks and stacks of quarters on her dresser. And whenever a guy comes over, she's like, "Here you go, buddy, in case you want to play video games when we're done." Like, that's Jen's move. And I think
I've
Josh,
already said my thing.
but I'm
Which is
guessing.
not a move. No,
Well,
but I've already said it on a podcast earlier. It's not a move. It's just like what happens.
Sure, but I think Jen hasn't heard what my guess for your move is. I think your move is she shows up, you lock the door immediately, and you let her know that she's not going to escape this room until she obeys all of your demands. And then you play Perry Como records. Records? You play Perry Como records as you floss.
That's
Floss,
astonishingly
gross.
close.
That's a
I was just-
horrible move.
I was just doing it so someone would guess what my move is because it's not
I
push-ups.
already know what your move is.
What's my move? How do you know what my move is?
From knowing you for many years.
What's his
my
move?
What's my move?
Jay Chris's move is, can I whisper something in your ear?
Did I used to do that back in the day?
Yes.
Oh my
used to
god, I love.
to whisper in ears. Let me tell you something in your ear.
What would I
And
say?
he'd get really close and be like, psst, psst, psst.
What would I say though?
You just should know, you know what? You are amazing and
Sounds
beautiful. And you,
Give me a circle. What was it?
you take this life and you live it. You are a dream. You are.
Was this like 2011? No, I have zero doubt. This is like probably the improv like 2011.
Oh, buddy.
Definitely 2011 at the improv. You whispered in a lot of ears.
I wish I
My
could go
favorite
back.
Okay, wait. Can I tell my favorite J. Chris story?
Yeah, you have to.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, and I would go out with J. Chris, and I went through this spell where like I wasn't drinking, so I would be his designated driver, and he was like, it was great. We would go out to the improv, and then he would always want to go get a pizza, and come home with his pizza, and I would be driving his Mercedes. You had a Mercedes or BMW?
BMW.
Right? Yeah. And one day we pull up to his house, and he's like really hammered, and he's got his pizza, and he's in the front seat, and he just leans over to me and he goes, "Jen, is there a girl in the back seat?" I go, "No, you're good. Don't worry." He didn't know if he had brought a girl home or not.
That's amazing. Oh,
You know what's so funny? Dave Donaldson has the same story.
Oh my God.
about you?
Yeah, he's like about how I pulled in. He was driving. We got to my place, and I was like, "Dave, is there a girl in the back seat?" I love that it happened to more than one.
That's amazing.
That is
It was
I can't believe he has the same story.
It was a pretty good year, 2011.
Yeah. Was that last comic standing year?
That was 2004.
Oh, okay.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's great. No, Jen and I would constantly go to the improv, and we were both struggling, and we would go. I'd either call her or she'd call me on our prepaid cellulars, probably, and and we'd be like, "Are you hungry?" And she'd be like, "Yeah." And I go, "Let's go to the improv and have comic dinner."
Mm.
And we would drive to the improv, and we wouldn't eat food or order off the menu. We'd have the nuts and pretzels that were
Yeah,
off
that
the
was
bar.
back when bars used to put snacks on the bar. That seems like so long ago now.
Yeah, that was our dinner.
But it
Like, we
used to
were-
be, Josh is probably younger than, I don't know. But it used to be that anytime you went to a bar, there was always a snack on the bar.
Yeah, there used to be snacks at bars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not anymore. But the improv had snacks, and Eddie would put out the snacks,
Hmm.
and it was just a good day.
God, remember when we used to get drinks for $1.50?
Yes.
Oh, those were the good old days. Comic drink prices.
Yep.
I remember
that.
the day that they changed the policy from like regulars got comic drink prices always to like you had to be on the show to get comic drink prices,
Mhm.
and it just being like the worst day ever.
Yeah.
It's so
Nope.
expensive.
I
So
know.
expensive. All right, let's move on.
All right. Hey, dudes. I just turned 18, so I still live at home and use my mom's minivan. I can't
Yeah.
F in the yeah. I can't F in the house when she's there, so I get laid a lot in her car. I started dating this girl from my work and she's really hot, but she's a squirter. She might as well be a drinking fountain. The other day my mom said her van smells.
This is the best.
I just realized it's probably from the fountain.
No.
How do I tell the girl not to shoot it all over the cushions? And what gets rid of sex smell?
Bro.
Love the show, my brother. Oh, love the show. My brother turned it on to me.
Just bring some towels.
Oh my
You
God.
can't tell the girl. You don't want to tell the girl not to squirt.
I just
Wait.
want to start out. I want to
Bring some
start out.
towels.
I want to start out by acknowledging that at 18, the fact that he's bringing her to that point. Well done, buddy.
Yeah, that
Well
is-
done that you're always doing that. Good job.
that's the
That is
hero.
pretty good. Good
Never
job,
stop
buddy.
doing that. And don't you fucking say a word to her about where or how to orgasm. You just
No.
keep getting in there and doing it. Yeah, put some
Bring
towels
a
down.
towel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rent a hotel
Fucking-
room.
Fucking Dexter the windows.
Oh yeah, that'll make her feel good. Just she gets into a minivan covered in plastic sheets.
Dexter the windows. That'd be great.
Just
I love that this kid is fucking in his mom's minivan.
And
Yeah, he
he's-
is.
and I love the visual of that her vag is a drinking fountain. Like it's just the visual.
Talk about having moves. This kid.
Yeah.
This kid, we need to introduce him to Becca.
We need a picture. We need
yeah,
a lot. We need a lot.
buddy,
of
send in a picture.
send
Jen may fly you out to LA.
Yep, or we might meet you at the Cork.
Oh yeah. Do you like milfs? I mean, I'm not a mom, but you know what I mean.
No, but you're a ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Yes, good point.
You're a ma'am he'd like to drink from.
18 little.
I mean, I think for starters, just towel it up. Just towel it up. And you can also like get a couple of air fresheners, those like the Crown air fresheners.
Just
So
take
people-
it to get detailed afterward.
He's
I just
18. He
picture
doesn't have 300 or
squirting
400
up
bucks.
into the windows, and there's just like she's like, how did this water get inside the window? Did it rain today?
Also, mom knows what's going on in that car.
Yeah, she does.
Mom knows what sex
No.
smells like. Yes, she does. Mom knows what sex smells like.
You think she does?
I absolutely do. I think everybody knows what sex smells like.
No, but you okay?
I don't know, man. I just think it's fucking fantastic.
I think this kid's out there doing great.
He's doing God's work,
You know what? This is the generation we need right now.
right? Yeah, this kid's doing great stuff. He's not worried about
Who knows?
protesting or canceling or pronouns or any being offended or cancellation.
How do you
He's
know
getting-
what he's worried about? He might be worried about all those things and still out there making this lady reach.
Nope. He's out there.
He's only worried about how to clean the minivan. That's all.
Yeah, he's popping water balloons and fucking doing good stuff. That's what he's doing.
Also, wait, he said his brother turned him onto it. How old is his brother?
Jen, if he's a little older than 18,
That's my move.
That's your move. How
that's
old's
a
your
great
brother?
move. Yeah, just like a hangdog face and a shoulder shrug. It's perfect.
I'm lonely.
I also have a minivan, and who cares what happens in it? That'd be pretty.
Oh my
cool.
god, I remember having sex in the car when I was like 18. Yeah, when you live with your parents.
Yeah.
I love that
I mean, I
that
had my
kid's.
own car. I didn't have to have it in theirs, but.
Yeah, I had my own car.
And
I
your
love that
knees
this
would be
kid's
hitting
like-
a window thing, like.
Car sex is not great.
No,
Yeah.
especially if you're
No.
tall.
But I like that this kid's like, if this van's a knockin', my mom's probably going to say something about the smell.
Did I ever tell you? Here's a funny story. This is one of my favorite moments in history. So this was a long time ago. This was like probably 1986, 87. I was 16 or 17 years old, and I was fooling around with my girlfriend Nancy Parachini in the parking lot near Losser High School, which was this high school like 3 miles from my place.
Nancy, if you're a listener, we apologize. Go on, Chris.
No, it's a great story. So she and I were fooling around, and all of a sudden there's a knock at the door, and it's a fucking cop. It's the school cop at night, and he's like, "You need to get out of here now." And he's like, he goes, and then he takes our IDs and like he looks at our IDs. He's like, "All right." He's like, "Give me your phone numbers. I'm gonna call your parents and let you know what happens." I was like, "Fuck!" So I raced home, and I was like, "Oh my god, holy shit!" So I'm racing home to just try to answer the phone to like pretend like my grandmother doesn't get the phone and whatever. Guy had no intention of calling whatsoever. So I'm driving home, and as I'm driving home, I didn't have time to like dress or whatever. So just whipped the condom out the window. And I got home, and at the time I lived in my grandmother's basement. Like I just lived in the basement. I had like an apartment down there, and like nothing happened. He never called. I wake up in the morning because it was the summer. And I wake up in the morning and I go, and on the refrigerator she had this letter, like what I'm supposed to do for the day, my chores, and the front on the front letter or on the front of the refrigerator it said, "Good morning, Christopher." She's like, "Mow front lawn, remove dishes from dishwasher, and while you're at it, remove used condom from side of escort because it stuck to the car."
Question, Chris, how many used condoms have you had to remove from the side of escorts?
One.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
And do you know that like in her entire life, she never brought it up. She never talked to me about it. It was just her way of going, remove condom from side of car, and it was fucking badass.
That's hilarious.
I
Yeah,
love that it was an escort. The wordplay is amazing.
Escort GT, 1983 Escort GT. What up? All right, cool. That's uncomfortable. What? Peace
You're
sign?
like, escort GT, what up?
Yeah.
Are we ready for our final question?
Wait.
Yes.
All right. So I was on a date with this really hot older lady, divorced, ready to party.
Go on, Jen.
We were walking out of her place and she tripped and eats pavement. Full face first wipeout. Her purse explodes. Her phone goes skidding. One shoe flies off. It was hilarious. Now, I wanted to help her, but the problem is it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Like tears in my eyes, stomach cramping laughter. I tried to hold it, and in doing so, I pooped my pants. Just a little. I love that. I love that clarification. Just a little.
What the fuck?
It went from funny to, oh my God, I shit my pants. Doesn't it always? Doesn't it always go from funny to, oh my God, I shit my pants?
If I had $1.
I couldn't tell her, so I just said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this, but I have to go. She was pissed. She told me I was an asshole, but like, am I? I pooped. I couldn't tell her then, but I still feel bad. Do I tell her the truth or let it go and never speak of this again? It sounds like the world's worst first date.
Oh my god, that's a curveball. Have either one of you guys ever pooped on a date?
I've never pooped my pants.
You've never like sneezed and pooped?
No, it's like the one thing in life that I'm proud of.
Chris says it like it happens to him every day. You don't.
I think it might.
I've absolutely had a situation. Yeah, I poop my pants all the time. You've never had a situation where there's like been where you thought it was like a fart and then it was just much messier? It's never happened to you.
No. I've like
it's gonna happen to you, buddy. How old are you?
I'm 46.
Yeah, around 50. It's like when it's all bets are off. Weird stuff happens.
I refuse to ever poop myself.
Okay, good luck with that.
I refuse to get old. I refuse to poop myself. I'm gonna meet a vampire. I'm gonna never poop again. It's all gonna be great.
I mean, I feel like maybe it's embarrassing, but I feel like maybe he should tell her only because she had an embarrassing situation too with the falling.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah.
Do you have a feeling?
If she hadn't fallen and he just pooped himself and had to excuse himself from a date, then I wouldn't want to tell because that's so embarrassing. But like, she also embarrassed herself, so could, you know.
Do
But
any of us
also, why
take
did
issue?
he call him such an asshole? Did he just run off while like she was still sprawled out on the ground?
It
Yeah.
sounds like it. Do we not have an issue with him thinking that was funny anyway?
No,
Oh,
I think it's funny when people fall.
It is. It's funny. It's the whole like Three Stooges thing. What's funnier than someone getting hit in the head with a shovel? You know what I mean? It's just funny.
I had a guy come over once where so I have like these, those apartment kind of fake wood floors or whatever.
Right?
And I don't have like real cleaning supplies, but I had something on the floor, so I used Windex. Oh no, I used Pledge,
Okay.
which I realize now makes stuff really slippery.
Yeah, you created an ice rink in your house.
Yeah, and right after like he like hopped out of the bed like right after we had sex, and he slipped to the point where your feet fly up and you fucking
Okay.
it's dangerous. Where you're like, do you have a concussion? And I still couldn't stop laughing inside.
Did
I had to hold
he
it in.
laugh though?
No, he was in pain, but I was like, you don't laugh when people fall.
No, I like when someone falls, I'm immediately horrified for them. But if they laugh or I know they're okay, then I start laughing.
I mean, if it was like my mom, I wouldn't laugh. But when it's other people,
Don't
it's
have sex with your mom and pledge the floors.
Well, it could be like when we were at Barney's a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't see, and I was like, I sat down at the table, and I said I shouldn't sit up here. It's going to be too difficult for me to maneuver out. And then I tried to get out, and I fucking fell on the floor.
Yeah, you did.
But I bounced right back up.
You saw it, Josh?
I saw it, yeah.
And you didn't
And the
laugh?
exact same. No, I didn't laugh. I was mortified until he was fine and laughing, and then I laughed. That's how it goes with me. I'm always like terrified for someone, and then if they think it's funny, then I think it's hilarious.
I jumped up and started laughing immediately.
Then I laughed.
It was super.
This is why you're a writer.
Because I don't derive joy from others' pain.
You're not fucked up enough like me and Chris to actually get on stage every night. That was a call back from last week when you got insulted and you're a writer.
Well, I was furious.
Well, you're a writer. Better.
I'm just kidding. No, the nicest thing anyone can say is I didn't think you were a stand-up.
Anyway, did we solve this woman's...
No, we have not helped this guy.
I have the easiest solution.
What?
Send her this episode and just be like, this is the easiest way for me to tell you what I was too embarrassed to tell you, because he felt bad that she fell and he couldn't stop laughing because it was funny, and he shit himself, and now she's going to be aware. She's like, all right, I get it. He shit himself.
But
and then they're going to like...
Can we agree that they must have gotten wasted on that date? Because you don't shit yourself unless you are like wasted and lose your bowels, and you don't really fall unless you're wasted. I mean, you could fall without being wasted, but doesn't
Chris
it sound like the
evidently sneezes and shits himself.
No, one time, dude. Sorry.
Were you really hungover? Was there tequila involved?
No, I mean, there's usually tequila involved, but there wasn't. It was just like, it was a situation where, trust me, I was mortified. It's like one of those things where it's like, I think I was alone and I was in my apartment, and I was just like, oh, I have a little gas. I think I'm gonna. Oh dear God, what just happened? And it's mortifying and totally embarrassing, but it happens.
That happened to my ex-boyfriend one night, and I could not stop laughing. He was mortified, obviously, but I couldn't stop laughing. But also, it sort of depends on whether this guy is really into the girl, because if it wasn't a great date, then you don't need to say anything, just whatever.
Yeah,
if you really want to see her again, I think tell her that like you shit your pants. Also, like I think actually what I think is like this is dead now. There's no coming back from it. I don't think there's anything he could say that would unwind. Like you fell down, broke all your shit in your face, and your shoe went flying. I like giggled and ran away. Like I don't think it's coming back. But in the moment, I think everything would have been fine if he would have been like, I just shit myself while she was like on the ground bleeding. I think she would have understood it.
I want this couple to go out again just because they were such a mess.
I want him to send her this episode so we get another listener.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I think so.
I agree. I think you should send her this episode. That's the best way to do it.
Or
All
the
right.
pants you were wearing.
The pants I was wearing?
No, that he was
No, he
wearing
said-
on the date.
That's gross, dude.
Yeah, no shit. It was a joke, bro.
Oh, I forgot you're a writer.
Ugh. You both have to live with that voice.
Oh, good callback. That was a good one.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. Thank you again, Jen, for being here. We hope you're here as often as you'd like. As
Please
many-
write us questions at adviceguys11@gmail.com. Adviceguys11@gmail.com.
Josh always interrupts me when I'm talking about how Jen should
Nah.
come back anytime she wants. Jen, you should come back to this because you give it a different level. Josh is mad because he hates women, so he doesn't like that I'm saying this. See, look at his eyes. They're both Josh, blink if you disagree.
I think
See?
he loves women. Josh loves women.
He pretends that he does.
What?
Then
What is happening?
And why does he ruin his mom's minivan all the time? You know what I mean? Anyways, thank you so much for listening to the show. If you enjoy the show, like and subscribe and tell your friends. And please just, you know what, just enjoy this journey that we've been on. Joshua Perlman, hilarious as always. Great advice. Jen Murphy, fantastic. Second week in a row. J. Chris Newberg, could you be more handsome? It's just a wonderful episode. Why did you make the horrified face, Jen, when I said, could you be more? Like, that's normally reserved for Josh.
I was doing it to Josh.
The horrified was. Were
I
you
was
just
thinking
scared I
it
was
was
going to say
Josh.
something mean?
No, I mean, like, Josh nailed our dynamic earlier perfectly. He's like, we're basically the odd couple. And I'm like, yep, absolutely. I'm Felix. He's Oscar. And he doesn't know who either one of those people are.
Yeah, I do. Felix Unger. And what was Oscar's last name?
Madison.
I love you guys. It was great being on the episode with you.
Thanks for doing it.
Thank you for
Anytime.
being here.
I love it.
All right, we're going to say goodbye now. Everybody wave until it disappears.